Boy, this was an exciting one here in Toronto on the front end of a back-to-back. The Thunder squaring off against the Raptors in an exciting matchup here inside of Scotiabank Arena. The Thunder led by as many as 25 points. The Raptors came storming back, tied this game at 101, and the Thunder went on a 15-6 run in clutch time to walk away with a 116-107 victory. Everybody got involved on this one to go 3-0 post All-Star break. Hey everybody, welcome back inside of Scotiabank Arena and into Thunder Live. I'm Paris Lawson alongside the Thunder's very own Royce Young. And Royce, this one had a lot of action packed into it. I think in the third quarter we were all thinking that the story of the game was, wow, the Thunder trailed by as many as 10 points in this game, walked away victorious. But no, it's the fact that they were able to hold off the Raptors on their home court and walk away with a win.
Yeah, first and foremost, what a performance by the Thunder.
Yeah.
And, you know, just kind of zooming out on this game to build the lead that they did, to give themselves the cushion, because they hit those first 8 minutes of the fourth quarter. And credit to the Raptors. They came out and they really tried to flip the energy in that fourth quarter. They really locked in on the defensive end. The Thunder couldn't really get anything to go. OKC with just 3 points in the first 8 minutes of the fourth, and a 17-point lead turns into a tie ball game at 101-101. And from there, Cason Wallace, who played a monstrous game with the back-to-back buckets, then the steal to set up Isaiah Joe. All of that, just incredible fortitude by the Thunder to really just kind of withstand that run. This building's rocking, and to not lose their composure, to get refocused, get the car back on the road, as Coach Mark likes to say, and finish this one out.
Yeah, some great course correction through multiple points in this game. If you only caught the fourth quarter, you missed several different chapters to this storyline here tonight, particularly in the second quarter for Oklahoma City. After trailing, as I mentioned earlier, by as many as 10 points, the Thunder completely turned this ball game around. And Royce, this is when they started to build that nice 25-point cushion that they would use later down the road.
And I mean, it's foreshadowing here, but some of that was Cason Wallace, and it turned the tide in that second quarter. He really kind of got his foot on the gas a little bit, both for his own self and then for distribution as well. Really played the point guard role. We've seen the growth of Cason throughout these last few games, really as a primary ball handler. People forget, Paris, he's just 22 years old. The guy's a developing player, and he had a big influence in that first half. And then it was really the collective group in that third quarter as OKC built the lead. A lot of it was Isaiah Joe, a second straight game. He hit 6 threes, and the Thunder had the ball moving around. They had the Raptors chasing shadows, and OKC was able to really kind of lock in on the defensive end and really take control of this game.
Isaiah Joe was responsible for 19 of the Thunder's 38 points in this third quarter, and he had 2, count them, not 1, but 2 4-point plays in that third frame.
Yeah, I think if you told somebody that a guy was going to have 8 points in 2 shots, that would sound a little bit ridiculous, but that's what Isaiah Joe somehow pulled off in this one with back-to-back and 1 threes. But as this fourth quarter got going, the Raptors did an incredible job of coming back. This is Cason Wallace with that steal and kick to Isaiah Joe. It wasn't the dagger necessarily, but it was some breathing room to really kind of restabilize the game. And then Lou Dort, a couple huge mid-range jumpers down the stretch. And then how about Cason Wallace? He deserved this moment for the way he played this high-arcing lefty layup off the glass. An incredible job. And then Dort putting the finishing touches on it here in his home country of Canada, knocking a tough mid-range jumper. Alex Caruso liked that one a lot.
Very fitting for Lou Dort to have such a big moment in this arena. Take a look at these final numbers. The fast break points highlighted there in the bottom right for the Toronto Raptors. Just 6 allowed for the Raptors. Mind you, this team leads the NBA in fast break points per game, and the Thunder able to completely turn the tables, turn that on its head. The Thunder outscored them 15-6, and the Raptors had 0 fast break points in the second half of this game. And Royce, we talk about course correction. That's a massive one, because the Raptors, they came out in the first quarter as advertised. The fast break points, the points off turnovers, the second chance points, all of those things fueling their fire early.
No doubt about it. That's a shocking number. I didn't know that. That is impressive. And it coincides a lot with the way that the Thunder played in that second half, because both teams are very solid defensive teams. Obviously, the Thunder are the number 1 defensive team in the NBA, but the Raptors, they guard you, they pressure you, and they want to turn their defense to offense as well. But as we know, Paris, when you're going against the half-court Thunder defense, it is tough to score on a set OKC defense. So the Raptors were trying to beat that down the floor, and with them unable to do that, there was just no easy buckets. And even as they kind of built that run in the fourth quarter, it wasn't like high-flying offense or anything. It was just that the Thunder weren't really scoring. But OKC's defense was still really good in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's the key for Oklahoma City. Always controlling what you can control. There's always variance when it comes to shooting. But if you can lock in defensively, oftentimes you can give yourself a chance. And that's exactly what we saw play out here inside of Scotiabank Arena in an exciting matchup between the Thunder and the Raptors. All right, stick with us here on Thunder Live, because when we come back, we're talking about not one, but two players of the game. More on Cason Wallace and Isaiah Joe when we come back right after this. What a ball game we had here in Toronto. The Thunder walking away with a 116-107 win. And after the game, our very own Nick Gallo caught up with both of the Thunder's 20-point scores in Cason Wallace and Isaiah Joe.
Okay, so they brought this all the way back to a tie game, and you stopped the momentum in its tracks. What happened there in the final few minutes to wrestle this game away?
We just had to fight together. They went on a run. We knew that was going to happen. They were playing hard the whole game, but we put the same pressure on the defensive end as we did on the offensive end, and we came out with the win.
Yeah, you mentioned pressure there, Isaiah. They tried to apply a ton of pressure out on the perimeter. What did you guys do to kind of leverage that against them?
We had to pick up our pace. We had to use transition as a friend. But, we got to accept that challenge. A lot of teams are going to try to be physical with us. We just got to, exceed their physicality, and that's what we did tonight.
You guys have been through so many of these wars before, massive leads, massive comebacks. What is it about this group that you just trusted through all the haymakers you guys would come out on top?
We're resilient, man, and we learn. We learn while the game is going on. We course correct very well. Even when teams are on runs, we learn how to get them stopped and get going ourselves. And we got a group all the way through the end of the bench that whenever they touch the floor, they're impactful. And that was big tonight.
Cason, you guys pride yourselves on physicality, dominated the paint, dominated the glass. How critical was that on the road?
It was big time. They had a good crowd here. The crowd got into it, but, the only way to quiet them is to do it on both ends of the floor.
Great job, guys. Congrats on the win.
You're looking at 49 points and 9 made threes between Isaiah Joe and Cason Wallace in tonight's matchup. And some very critical buckets down the stretch when the Thunder needed to outlast the Toronto Raptors. That is why those two, our board players of the game, very deserving honors for the second consecutive game, Royce. These two guys scoring above 20 points.
An incredible job by both of them, and they both kind of had their moments where it felt like they took the game over too, Paris. Cason Wallace in that second quarter really kind of got it going. And Isaiah Joe with the absolute ridiculous flurry that he had in that third quarter, knocking down just a number of threes and just unstoppable. And then this play of the game where they teamed up together for it. Cason Wallace with the steal transition to Isaiah Joe. You could hear the groan in the arena as soon as that ball hit Isaiah Joe's hands in the corner wide open, because they had seen the damage that Joe had already done early in that game.
Did I say 9 made threes? I shorted Isaiah Joe 10 made threes between both of these guys here tonight. Electric offensive performances, really giving the Thunder a nice lift when they needed it throughout the course of this game. And what I love most about this, Royce, we highlighted both of these guys in the pregame show for a multitude of reasons. Yes, the offense, obviously, that showed up here tonight.